Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You know, there's some wonderful things going on now all around us. Yes, the turmoil, the suffering, the pain, all of that stuff that's been existing for quite some time is still here. And even more pain is being recognized through some of the lies that many of us received and accepted as being truths. And now we're finding out that they're nothing but lies, and it's bringing to them, not me, but maybe us collectively, the pain. But the thing that's so magnificent about it is this. As spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, my message has been to all human beings on the face of the earth that God is real. And I know how we feel about that. At least I do know what I've been exposed to. Then I can look around, man, I can see, well, I don't care what you've been exposed to, but I see the results of it. And it is hell, as far as I can see, compared to what I have been given to share with you. And ladies and gentlemen, it was for so long, 40 some years, I'm out there talking and talking and talking. It seemed like nothing was happening. I didn't realize, or I didn't focus on it that much, that prophecy was in play. That it has been prophesied that during these times, certain things would be happening. The same kinds of things that's happening in the world today would be happening. The same kinds of things that's happening in America today would be happening. The fact that people would be upset and ready to make changes would be happening. And I must admit that people are in the midst of this talking about a new system, not talking about trying to keep on going on the way we've been going on for whatever the reason might be. I know people are afraid. Yeah, change scares you sometimes, especially when you have kept yourself out of being a part of the new rules and the new whatever going to be that expresses this newness. No, that can scare you, and I understand that. That's why the time and the break is given for everybody to be able to make a choice. And here we are today. We're talking about making a choice as spokesmen. I hear that there's some people in this country and other places across the world are talking about a week of just separating themselves from the whole entire, what they call in what I hear, Babylon. And Babylon meaning the whole dead blasted world. To put it to you so you can understand it is this. Babylon is the world and all of its systems, individually and collectively. Babylon is their mirror image, their expression of what it is about. And what it is about is the opposite of what God created the world to be about, created the human beings to be about. It is totally the opposite of that. And it is designed that way because what you would have to experience and reflect that would give a mirror image of the God of the universe would mean that you, my friends, have to be real. These guys over here and the other that isn't thinking about God, they want you to empower them because they have no belief in God, or if they do, they don't care about God. So what they want is for you to invest all of your God-given power, you, all of the world, all of the workers, all of everybody in the world. They want you to yield to them because they are saying to the world that they are smarter than anyone on earth, that they deserve more and better than anyone on earth. This is what they'll say. They are saying that all the good, all the God that you are, they are wanting. And they're willing to go to any extreme to get it. And they know that they have set it up since the beginning of time, that every last one of you, you got your reasons you'll die, but every last one of you will take anything to keep from dying. Been that near in a minute. And there are those who won't. But anyway, the world runs with your power. And so here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here trying to take advantage of this moment because I'm still talking about change. I'm talking about people at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm talking about people who know exactly what this suffering is all about, to rise up, because the power is real. And what the world, I guess, is talking about when they're asking people to just for a week to stop, just for a week to withdraw, and let the whole dead blasted world, with all of its trying to be God, know that it is not, because that week of separation will teach them the power that the people know that they have. Now, here comes the real challenge. Once the people know they got that power, once all of the world that is put God on a stool somewhere and they're taking over, what happens there? Now it's when you're in those crosshairs. And isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful to know that, yes, people are angry, people are upset. Some of the strangest things have happened in people's lives. And people have not been taught to truly forgive. They thought about it, but they don't really know what it means to forgive. And the pain that came from whatever they should be forgiven for is still there. So how are they going to forgive, they're saying to themselves? I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, because I got to take a moment and do something else, but I want to end this little moment with you by saying this. You are the solution to your problem. The world exists because, hold up, let me share this. I was on the bus today. You know, when you go the distances you don't want to drive, or maybe you don't have a vehicle, but you got these little small buses that go throughout the community and town and stuff. You can call them up and they'll pick you up and take you where you try to go and want to go back home and stuff like this, rather than taxis and Ubers and stuff like that. Well, you can have some of those places. You can get that done. And I happen to have been on the bus coming from a store, and there was the only passenger was me, and the driver was a female. So we got to talking, and I wanted to share with her. I took a moment. I asked if I could take a moment and share with her a few minutes, and she said yes. So I began to talk, and I began to say stuff like what I've been saying here. And I didn't talk too long because like I said to her, I just wanted to share that much or something with her, just to see how would she respond. Just hearing this for the very first time, how would she respond to it? And she started talking to me. Now I guess we were about, let's say, about 3 miles from where she got to drop me off at when we start listening to her explain what she got out of it. And when we got just about a block or so from my drop off spot, I asked her to stop because I wanted to comment before I got off about her response. And it was so dynamic. It was so real. I had to stop her. I wanted her to know that it was and it really was. She knew it was. And then I was getting my stuff to get out. And I told her, I said, hold it, let me be quiet. I said, because I'm about to start crying all over the place. She said, I was just about to say the same thing. So you better move, because the next thing you know, both of us be sitting there crying all over this book. Ah! You know what? Crying all over the bus. I shared with her what I just shared with you, some of it. And she was able to identify with it so readily till it just was feeling in her the same joy of it as it was me. And we were so excited. That's what, somebody say, well, two or more together. But that's just was the two of us. And the message, it was so real. So when I talk to you, you think that happens? Me trying to talk to the world, I really only probably have about 12 years. But that 12 you think they'll start saying, wow, ooh, they feel so good that God is ready in the middle of all of this, and God is ready to answer their prayers, that the suffering that they've been going through. Who are they? They, everybody on earth has been going through changes. That's why I say forgive everybody. Start over. And rather than just saying, getting excited about it, the fear still got them bent down on a knee. People knowing, for instance, in America, the lies and all that stuff that's going on. People still running over there, putting their name on the tag, knowing the whole world looking at them. You know, there might have been a time you thinking about if you go to hell, who gonna see you on that road headed straight to hell? They ain't got to wait. It's on YouTube. It's on everything. You running around there signing up with all that evil stuff. Signing up. How many people sign up today to make sure nobody is hungry? That everybody have access to food. Who signed up for that? Or who went out and put up and started a program to make sure that people can sign up for it and it'll never find hungry people? I mean, you know that's where I was going with that. Anybody doing that? That's what I'm saying. Then this isn't being done, and you want people to think you're a good person, that you wise, that you born again, you filled with the Holy Ghost. That's what the evidence is that you're lying. But nobody want to say the lying and make you feel bad about it because you don't know any better. You're like a kid who's growing up. They seen a few things, and all of a sudden they think I got this. I ain't laughing at you. I'm just thinking about the time when I was just like that. Anyway, let you go. Talk to you later.